You are the wonderful, sweet lemon juice squeezed on chicken schnitzel, baby dolls. Today, we are looking at a consensus view from our friend Frankie. Frankie made this wonderful post, but I'm here to tell you something. I've even told Frankie, I love this post so much, I'm making a video. Now, what Frankie doesn't know is that it's wrong because it's the consensus view. So, Frankie, we love you. We appreciate you. Frankie, what Frankie's going to show you in this one message is exactly what my view was back right at the lows here. I'm going to show you right now. So I'm always looking out ahead, friends. Remember, everybody was crying and saying Bitcoin was going to $10,000, right? Down here. The exact FTX collapse. Everybody was crying and I was saying, hey, the season's over. We're now starting the bull. That was the end of the show, not the beginning of the show. And I had crypto going to $10 trillion plus. I had all these views because I was the only one alone. It was me on the left-hand side, smiley, and then there was 99% of people on the other side, sad face. So the consensus view back then was we're going to 10K, everything's going to be bad forever. And I still had this $10 trillion target for crypto that's coming, and I still have it here near my mind. Just the timing on it is something we're going to have to go through. So I even start here by asking everybody, how high do you think PulseX, Pulse, and Hex will go? And I'd like to know, right? So Frankie's got a consensus view. So let's go through, okay? It's very optimistic. I want to show you this, okay? We're going to squint our eyes for this. So up the very, very top, we have him saying, Hex punishes the severely stupid. So let's continue. He says, crypto is a casino that pays out once every 4 years. This is already, as soon as I read this, I knew the trap is coming, friends. If we go back to my charts, I've been telling you time and time again, okay, many times, everybody only has one last model in crypto that they are using, and that is the 4-year cycle, the Bitcoin halvening cycles, because it worked every single time before, 3 times before, okay? So we had the Bitcoin halvening here, we swooped up, and the top was 12 to 18 months after the Bitcoin halvening. And then in 2016, we had the Bitcoin halvening in July, 12 to 16 months, we swooped up. Again, for Bitcoin and the altcoins. We had May 2020, 12 to 18 months. He's 12 months, he's 18 months. Isn't it funny? It landed exactly. He's 12 months, he's 18 months after the Bitcoin halvening. Wow. Isn't that crazy to see that? So everyone knows this. This is 3 out of 3 times. So you might say, that's a very bold claim for me to think that it's going to break this time. And I have a lot of confidence because I know the crowd doesn't win. The crowd believes in this wholeheartedly now. So the 4-year cycles, friends, you got to remember, everyone now is believing in them. It's not they're going to be surprised. They're 100% banking on it. So let's continue here. So that is also already a danger. So Frankie continues, the dummies don't look or study or look back at the previous cycles. I have lived through 3 of them. Well, there you go, Frankie. Funny enough, friends, like what did I just say? What did I just say? 3 out of 3 times. He goes, every 4 years there is a Bitcoin halvening. So yes, do you see this? This is consensus, friends. This is now consensus. So hey, you can do what you want to do. I've seen this party before, okay? Yeah, people got their clothes off now, but they're going to go home earlier than you think, okay? They've promised you they're going to be partying with their pants down to like 7 a.m. next morning, and then they're starting to yawn at 11:30. And you say, hey, you want to keep partying? And they're home by midnight. That's what's going to happen this time. We're going to have an early cycle peak, most likely. So look what he says as well. 18 months after the halvening, there is a new all-time high. Go and look it up. Let's just confirm with you, friends, because I want to go through this. It's such a wonderful tweet to show you. Amazing that Frankie put all the consensus views in one post. One post, right? I had a general view read of it. So you have the Bitcoin halvening here, the high, 12 months later, okay? 12 months. Here was the Bitcoin halvening year. Exactly, you have as well. This was 18 months. But this is interesting, right? If you go forward 12 months from this Bitcoin halvening year in 2016, 12 months to June, July 27, and you see this 12-month period? There was an actual peak here, right? I'm going to get this here. There was an actual peak here, friends. The peak was the altcoins. And I can show you this and prove it to you with the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, the ETH BTC chart. So this was the halvening around here, you can see this. If you walk forward exactly 12 months, it's July here. So you can look at this. How amazing is that? Imagine you're here. See, it's not going to pick the exact day. We're not here for that. But you can imagine knowing, okay, in exactly 12 months, you got to get rid of all your altcoins. And that was the right thing to do, by the way. So remember this. Let's write this down. So this is what happened every time. So everybody's going to be thinking about the prices. We're going to be thinking about this part. All right. So we're going to be saying, so 12 months after the Bitcoin halvening, it's time to exit all altcoins. So unfortunately, we don't have all the answers today. Maybe we'll have them in the future. You might ask, hey, do I exit my altcoins into stable coins, or do I exit them into Bitcoin or Ethereum? We don't know yet. Let's take a measured approach. We're going to do half and half. You can do half into Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? Or either of them, and then half into stable coins. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes on both, of course. So this is what's happened every single time. But the thing is, we might find that people aren't happy with their prices because maybe they're expecting, look, I already know, I can see consensus. Everybody expects a 100x. What if the total is only a 30x, right? That's something to think about. So it's wonderful we can actually put all this together. So this is the general view, what we've seen from these 12 months after that Bitcoin halvening. It's time to sell altcoins. You know, it happened again. It happened again in the previous cycle, May 2020. When was the time to sell altcoins? Here's 12 months. This candle, I'm going to zoom in for you right now. You're not even going to believe it. Literally, I'm not kidding. So this is May 2020. Look at this red candle. You see this red candle? This was Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live for Doge. Isn't that crazy? I mean, isn't it amazing how these things line up? What type of simulation are we living in right now, friends? I mean, this is nuts. So yes, Elon Musk, this exact time, that was the top of Doge. Like it did the sell the news event, and it was over for altcoins. Sell every single altcoin. Exactly there, 12 months after. So you might also be looking at the 18-month mark, but that was Bitcoin and Ethereum going up. Most altcoins peaked in the first one here. Most altcoins peaked 12 months. This final season part was narrative driven. It was not everything going up together. Many altcoins did not return to their all-time heights. Many didn't. Most didn't. It was only the super flared up, colorful balloon ones. Most of them, the right thing to do was walk forward 12 months and sell. So, you know, if our Bitcoin halvening is going to be April 2024, perhaps the time we just say, hey, after April 2025, we should own no altcoins at all. This is wild. Where are we going to be? That's something to think about. So if we go back, let's see what Frankie, what's the consensus view think? The consensus view, right? So he says, look, 18 months after the halving, there's a new all-time high. Go look it up. So I can already see the trap forming. Why? Because think about this, friends. Look at this. Okay, if we walk forward 12 months, it's where we have this. See this first arrow? That's 12 months. 18 months is this second arrow. So this is why I've drawn. This is why. Thank you very much for pressing the like, subscribe, bell button, all. I appreciate every single one of you, friends. This is why I'm giving you high value content. I can literally see the trap forming already years out. No one even knows it's going to be a trap, right? We have this planned here. Now, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope things change. But for now, isn't it great? We have surgical precision here, right? Literally like a hand heart surgeon, a brain surgeon even. So this is where my whole thesis comes from. Now I'm thinking, this is what I can see. Now, it's only 70% chance. It's not 100% chance. There's a 30% chance we go up, okay? So when we come down here and we're getting rid of alts, there might be one final gasp. One final gasp. Why? It will be because people see Bitcoin might be 78K. Everybody's going to think that Bitcoin's going to make the new all-time high and it's going to burst up. Maybe. That's what everybody's thinking. We're going to burst up through 100K. But what they're going to find is that was the final top. That was the complacency rally. So complacency from the Wall Street cheat sheet. And I have the Wall Street cheat sheet from here. So euphoria is at the top and then we crash down. And that's where people are going to be thinking, okay, the prices are down, but we're still happy because they're high on the euphoria and the dopamine. And this is the complacency rally where everyone says, we just need to cool off for the next rally. You see, this is what Frankie's language is actually sharing with us. He says 18 months after the halvening, there's going to be a new all-time high. So when we're 12 months after the halvening, we might have peaked like completely, right? And we're never going to get that top again. So that's one scenario you've got to prepare for. That's why we are ready for this. So he also mentions, all right, the next halvening is April 2024, as we went through the new all-time high, September 2025. You're going to find, right, what we might see is when Bitcoin's at 80,000, there will be viewers, like the average consensus, like Frankie's out there, will be that we're going to go break 100K by then. They're going to raise the targets, even though Bitcoin had already done a new all-time high. But look, I already know how the crowd works, friends. We adjust our expectations. So you don't have to believe me. You can learn the easy way or the hard way. I'll tell you right now. When Bitcoin goes to 75,000, right? 75,000, which is just, this is the all-time high. When Bitcoin just literally goes to like, literally 75,000, that will be a technical new all-time high. But the crowd will not be acknowledging it. They will be saying, we're barely at the all-time high. It doesn't count. That's what they'll be saying. They'll even be saying 80,000 here doesn't count. Okay, so here's the actual top. Yeah, see this little zone up here? They'll be saying it doesn't count yet because they want it to go higher. They'll be cheering for it to go higher. This is why I can see the trap forming. But no, it will be a technical new top. It will. Let me tell you something. You know, in in November 2021, when Bitcoin went and did this fake top, the Judas top they call it, many people were saying it doesn't count because the euphoria top was the Dogecoin mania. But here's the thing. Where did the market cycle say the top was? In every cycle, you walk forward 12 months and that's the bottom. That's how you knew where the official top was. If you walk forward exactly 12 months, you get the FTX collapse. It's literally here. This is 12 months. Isn't that funny? 12 months. So I know we don't like hearing this, but it is harsh, but it's truth. The market told us, even though we don't like the November 2020 fake top, it was an actual real top, even though we don't want to admit it. And why isn't that? It's because it's basically telling you wasted all of this part of your life. Yes, you wasted it doing nothing. You wasted 6 months of your life and the market is not giving you any credits for it. It's not saying that the top was earlier, because we pay with time. It's time capitulation. So you can't say that you've been holding for, if you go here to the top, it hasn't actually been 833 days since the top. It's only been 623 days. You see, like there's 200 days that they've taken from us. I know it's cruel, but I'm here to give you the honest truth. This is what the market's telling us. It's not even me making this up, right? I'm here as your vessel. And so we are going to continue with Sir Frankie. So as we continue, Mr. Frankie, we could be dragged forward, but by November 10th, 2025, it's over. So once again, friends, there's a lot of, look at this, mark your calendar now so you can tell I'm a genius. Bitcoin will 10x to 300K. Not going to happen. Ethereum could reach 20 to 30K. Not going to happen. The entire market cap will be flushed with 10 to 15 trillion dollars. Yes, I think it's going to happen one day. I don't think it's happening in the next 24 months, man. I want it to happen so bad, and I'm going to leave enough on the table so that if it happens, yes, we kill it. But I just don't see with the stock market in this critical zone of distribution for this to happen. So why do they have all these double flashes? It's because in all these cycles, there's a double flash. But look at this, okay? I'm going to show you right now. In 2013, there was a double bubble for Bitcoin, okay? So here we go. 2013, bubble 1, bubble 2. Okay, so there was a double bubble here. But then the cycle after, it switched back to one bubble. And then the cycle after that, which is our recent one, it switched back to two bubbles. So maybe I'm just guessing this is how everybody's going to get trapped. Everybody's going to think it's a double bubble again. But what we might find is bubble 1, and then no, it was actually one thing. And we look at it like that. We're looking at one swoop down. But what we might find is we might find a double bubble in altcoins. That's what we hope happens. But this is hope, friends. We don't know. It could be related to a certain sector. So please don't hold any of these trash like gaming metaverse coins that have multi-billion-dollar valuations, because you got to be in the strong network effect communities. You can't just be hoping and praying that a game's going to come out and change everything, because there's all these other sectors that are at risk, especially the 2016 to 2017 coins of payment coins that everybody's praying and hoping that these things go to trillion-dollar valuations, which is not going to happen. So as we continue with Sir Frankie, we're getting to the end now. We see, okay, he says, the entire market will be flushed with 10 to 15 trillion dollar in market cap. He says this, okay, all ships rise in flooded water. So Hex is going to reach a minimum $1.50, could reach $5. So this was exactly my targets before. It was exactly that. For those that dumped, the Hex, I will be laughing in front of your face and handing over the bags. No worries. I'll buy you the best drink and steak in the house. Thank you, my friend. So you are a kind baby doll. So Frankie. So PS, BlackRock will get their Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. A crypto-friendly administration is coming. Everyone will pile in before that move. There's going to be a wave of super rich related. So I know he doesn't know it, but that is a bit of that. He knows there's a trap coming. See, friends, this is how you know it's dangerous. It's when people who are optimistic, they say that everybody's going to get trapped. Okay? That's the people. That's how you know a big trap is forming. So you have, like, for example, Frankie. He's super optimistic, but he says as well, but this is him, but he goes, oh, but people are going to get trapped and buy up here. This doesn't happen. I promise you, all of the super optimistic people, they are the trap. How do I know this? I have years of experience. I've gone through this. Coins, cycles, sectors, in other markets. I've seen this. The people who are the optimistic ones, right, overly optimistic, those are the ones with the consensus view. Those are the ones who hold too long. But they can't possibly believe it because their anchor is higher. So for Frankie, he's talking about $1.50 for Hex. He might say, oh, people who think about $10 is too much, right? So all of this was exactly what I was talking about back at the bottom. I even made a video here. I think Hex can go to $1.50. My real target's $4.50 divided by 3. So just to remind you, the target's still the same for the Richard Heart ecosystem. And I'm going to show it to you right now. So I made a video here. Now, this is just conservative because I'm here to look after you. I'm here to win the game. I'm not here to go out and say, well, this is going to 400x, right? I'm not going to be one of those naive people, friends. These influencers, you listen to me for high value content, okay? I'm not putting leverage trading in front. You want to know how I win? This is how I know I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win. I've been here before. I can see the trap coming already. You have every right to go and follow people who tell you that your little $3,000 is becoming 1 million. You can go and believe that. By the way, that's 300x. That's what everybody's telling you right now. Also, what they're telling you right now, they're telling you your little 10K is going to become 1 million. They're telling you that. Okay? 10K used to be a lot in crypto. Now everyone's got it. I'm sorry. It's not happening. I'm going to take back that apology. I'm not saying I'm sorry. I'm saying you're welcome. That's what I'm telling you. You're welcome. I'm telling you right now. Not everybody's getting 100x everywhere. Everybody's got 10K pockets everywhere. Not all making $1 million each. It's not happening. Okay? Everyone's going to get trapped. Now, I hope it doesn't, but I'm preparing for it, just in case. So when it comes to, for example, the Richard Heart ecosystem, what I did was I already made a video and many tweets sharing with you that the old EHEX, so Hex hitting $1.50. This is super conservative targets, right? So conservative, because we want to be prepared for war, right? So Hex hitting $1.50 when it was just one coin is the same as EHEX, PHEX, Pulse, PulseX, all doing 33x each. Okay, so that's the same thing. So my old Hex $1.50 target, I will just rewrite it. So $1.50 target, let's just write 150 billion valuation for RH ecosystem. The real market cap. Okay, so this means the same thing. So Hex $1.50 is around 150 billion valuation. And if you are curious why, friends, just assume circulating 100 billion Hex coins around that. Now, don't worry about all the maths. People are going to be like, try to calculate. Don't worry. We're using rough numbers here. So this is where I think a decent target is. We're very achievable. Now, why am I different to everybody else? So unfortunately, remember, I was 100x on everything. But now that's consensus. I've shown you all the surveys and all the polls, made many videos and tweets about it. Consensus expects a 100x. And just to quickly show you proof, just to remind you, I made this 10 days ago. Look at this. A cool survey about the pulse expectations, right? PulseChain survey shows 100x expectation. You can see this from the poll here, okay? And I was updating it over time. So it ends up being more. I've seen multiple of these. I don't just take one data point. I grab this information and I store it in my head. And I'm like, okay, let's remember everyone's expecting 100x. So you can see this another way, friends. You look down here, okay? Literally 60% of the entire ecosystem, 60% of people, by the time it hits 100x, they're all out. So half of them are gone at 50x. Half of them are gone at 100x. People will then tell you they're the weak ones. They have to get out. No, it doesn't matter. People aren't doing these targets based off where they think it's going to go. People are doing these targets based off how much they're invested. Okay? Why do they have 100x here? It's because they have $10,000. That's why. They have 2,000 in Pulse. They have 6,000 in Hex. They have 2,000 in PulseX. Do you see what I mean? So they think, the crowd believes, it's not one individual person, the crowd believes 100x is happening everywhere because their whole bag is 10K. So if you do 10K, right? 100x, you get the nice $1.0 million. I've been making many videos talking to you about this round number trap. This round number trap comes because everybody's looking for one final number to get out. And this is why I tell you, you best prepare for something else. You know the best part is, if I'm right, the answer is simple. Now, of course, it's not easy to do this, but the answer is simple. Instead of having 10,000 allocation, put it up to 33,000. So if everybody thinks they're getting 100x, well, what if we only get like a 33x on average, right? Maybe we're lucky and it goes 30 to 60x and comes back down. I don't know. But you don't want to be gambling at that point. Because I'm going to show you Cardano's chart in the last cycle. Look at this month, okay? In 1 month, Cardano is $2.70. In the next month, it's $2 again. Look at this. By the way, you're going to go to the very top. You're going to go, oh, wow, it's down 40% in 1 month. Look at this, friends. In 1 month from the top, it's down 40% and it never comes back. And then after 3 months, 50%. There you go. 3 months from the top, it's down 50%. And you don't know where the top is. It's just over 50%. So that's why I'm trying to protect you. Because when you have a mind, or when you have a target in your mind, if you're trying to aim for, so let's do a realistic number. If you're aiming for, let's write it down here. This is the crowd. If the crowd consensus is aiming for their portfolio to reach 1.0 million USD, and then it touches 300K to 500K and stalls, they won't exit. But the next leg down will be minus 50% for them, right? So now they're down to 150K. And this is how you have a bag holder. This is how everybody's going to bag hold in the next bear market. Let's go through this again. The crowd consensus, they're aiming for that $1 million round number. But then their portfolio, they're seeing 300K, 400K, 500K, maybe hit 600K for just 1 day. And everyone's saying, yes, we could do another 2x, another 2 to 3x. That's how everybody believes is going to happen at the top. But they're not going to exit. And as I just showed you with Cardano, this happened in every single altcoin, by the way. Every single altcoin. Here is Hex, for example. When Hex topped, by the end of the next month, you're down 64%. Literally 1 month, friends. In 1 month, you're down that much. Can you believe that? 64%. Isn't that crazy? So that is literally like, imagine you had 600K, you're holding for $1 million, but now next month, you're down to 200K. You see that? And you're not getting out here. You are not selling down here. You're bag holding to where we are now. So as you can see, right, people won't exit. So they're thinking of $1 million. It touches 3, 4, 5, 600K. But then the next leg down is that another minus 50% cut for them. Now they're looking at 150K. And then unfortunately, that's actually, they think the worst is over. But what we know is that's actually the start of the bear market. Look at that. Hex dropped another minus 95% on this leg. But let's be intellectually honest. The real Hex, total Hex is what, like 2.7 cents, 2.8. Yeah, you're down 87%. That's how rough this is, man. By the way, look at that. You have now in this, remember this Hex person was aiming for $1 million. He hits a 600K only, doesn't get out. Now he's down to 200K. Look how much down it goes. Look what they have now. This is, I'm telling you, this is rough, friends, okay? Now you're down to $30,000. Look at that difference. You were aiming, look at that. You were aiming for $1 million USD. You got to 600K, but now you have 30K. You have $30,000, right? Look at that absolute disgusting difference. You're going to look back and think, wow, that was retirement. That's what everybody's looking back at their portfolio right now and saying it. So that's why a lot of people, I love you back. I have an appreciation for this. I appreciate Frankie for this post. This is crowd consensus. Everybody expects this view. And guess what? I know everyone is going to try to get me to change my targets as we get higher. Nope, the target's the same. So as we go up to like, hey, do you still think you're wrong? Do you still think you're right? Do you still think you're right? No, not changing at all. Not changing at all unless I see enough information coming out there. Don't forget, you still have the power to change yourself right now. We can see this so far ahead, and a lot of people have already been messaging me huge thank yous. They go, thank you. I found like gold that I didn't know I had. I found stocks I didn't know I had. I found extra cash savings. Someone was able to get another job on Saturdays and Sundays, earning like an extra $400 a weekend. That's amazing. Another $2,000 a month coming in. Another 1.5 to $2,000 a month. That's amazing. After 10 months, it's extra 20K put in. That's huge. These things compound. Because time is running out, friends, but you know what will never run out. And that's right, our friendship. Our friendship is going to last forever, friends. Tell mum and dad we're still going to make it. We're here to the very end. There is no end of our friendship. There might be an end of the cycle. There's a lot more to come, friends. I'll catch you in the next one.